When someone says road accident, most people imagine terrible situations in car crashes. However, there are many incidents that simply disrupt the usual course of things. While having a trip, you can see unusual vehicles and witness ridiculous situations. Today, we have prepared for you a selection of these unique situations on the road. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss even more interesting episodes. Does anyone really think it's easy to break a tree this way? It'll remain in place, but the car will definitely need to be repaired. Do you know these men who regularly go to the gym but work only on the upper part of their body, ignoring the legs? This car looks the same. And how do you maintain personal boundaries? Even if it's not the best way, maybe it's more comfortable for him. Even for such huge structures, there is a transport capable of moving them to the right place. If you need to call a tow truck, then your car was not in perfect condition anyway. Perhaps after this transportation, everything can only get worse. This is not the worst thing that could happen to him, but his trip will definitely become longer now. With each turn, they lose another kilogram of their cargo. Some drivers are able to find options in any situation to harm the car as much as possible. When it's not possible to buy a real car, you can always create a cheaper version of it. What would you call such a vehicle? A personal vehicle can always be customized according to your style and wishes. It costs time and money, but you will not remain unnoticed on the road. Why are you surprised that your parcel is delayed? It is surprising that such unusual drawings can be found not only on private cars. Public transport can also be decorated with images of famous people. All people have different tastes and preferences in how to customize and improve personal transport. For someone, these minor troubles spoil the mood for the whole day, and someone takes them for granted and move on. Nothing can complicate and slow down your trip like having so many speed bumps. With the deployment of social networks, it became clear that most weddings are similar to each other and do not differ, and yet you can arrange something unusual. Tires with good grip and stability are extremely important for the safe transportation of heavy loads, although they cannot guarantee success in this matter. It must be a shame when such an expensive car turns out to be useless in front of the slightest obstacle. Such hybrids are perfect vehicles for such an area. After gaining some experience while loading luggage at the airport, he apparently decided to use it in other areas of life. Even on the roads outside the city, you need to be careful. You never know who might suddenly run out or leave the field. The transport system suffers greatly from flooding after heavy rains. In many countries, train traffic even stops for a while in such situations. Either this motorcyclist is preparing for Halloween, or he decided to show what inattentive driving can lead to. I wonder for what purpose such a strange customization of this car was made. Perhaps such an umbrella will interfere with road traffic, but this couple doesn't need to worry about wet hair and getting cold. Now you can see how slowly you can leave the parking lot, damage someone else's car, and disappear in an unknown direction. There are places that are simply not designed for large vehicles. Attempts to go there will not be successful and will have consequences. Now, this traffic light has become a kind of accessory for a truck. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to disappear anywhere without help anytime soon. In a sense, we can say that the tree was lucky. Before it was disposed of, it will have time to see the world outside the place where it has grown all its life. Perhaps he has accepted that the car will have to be sold, so he does not worry about how the water affects the parts and the interior. In the pursuit of earnings, it is necessary to find the most sophisticated ways of securing cargo in order to increase its quantity. It's rare to see this in broad daylight. Have you ever witnessed such a race on a regular track? It's even scary to drive next to such a seemingly fragile structure. You can't help but thinking one of these bags is about to break. Everything has its own expiration date, but this does not make it easier to say goodbye to things that have served properly for many years. The logistics company is saved on reliable cargo fixation, completely forgetting about the possible consequences. Loose cargo during transportation can shift, fall, and turn over. Some people are in love with the sky and aviation, so they are not ready to change their favorite aircraft, even on the ground. He should have wondered why none of the other drivers decided to overtake like that. Then he would not have gotten into a ridiculous situation. Do you also think that the configuration of this car carrier is too risky? Just one sharp maneuver can lead to the total destruction of cars. Have you ever seen such a long truck? Can you count how many parts it has? You should have thought twice before leaving your Porsche in an area where parking is prohibited. Such a car with a trailer already looks more like a train, but not a car. In fact, they still achieved what they wanted, even if not in the way they really imagined. It seems that the ostrich has finally found someone to race with, choosing an opponent in the form of a car on the road. For the owner of this vehicle, there are no bad roads. There are only poor cars for him. If an alien is hidden among us, perhaps it would have chosen this car for itself. The engine and wheels are there, so the rest is not necessary. Is it possible to notice such a small car on the road? Someone is going to get the Batmobile. What a pity it's not me. Racing on the track is not a good idea, but it looks interesting. Someone stared at the incredibly beautiful views and forgot to put the car on the handbrake, which is why it slowly and beautifully rolled down the slopes of the mountains. It's not enough to buy an expensive car, you still need to learn how to drive it. And this is some kind of incorrect towing. For some people, it's more difficult to park, while for others, leaving the parking spot is torture. This woman stands and looks at the traffic light, waiting for the green color so that her husband, who is stopped behind the stop line, knows when to move. What a great idea! That's what a driver without experience means. Even on such a wide road, one can become the culprit of an accident. It seems that the girl forgot the purpose of visiting the gas station, and her hot dance caused an awkward situation. If you look at this car from the other side, it will seem that it is in excellent condition. They definitely will not go far on such a vehicle. Sometimes it seems that human ingenuity knows no boundaries. After such videos, it becomes clear why the weight of the cargo decreases along the way once in a while. Many people blame personal transport for the fact that you move less because of it. However, there are those who find a solution to this problem. Modern technologies can help to customize and improve the car beyond recognition. Seeing such an obstacle on the roadway, it's still better to try and go around it. Otherwise, you could get stuck with it for a long time. If none of his own or other people's cars were damaged, then this is a real talent and skill. What can I say? This is a unique riding style. The bridge was not designed for a load of such a height, and therefore one of the cars will be delivered to the customer broken. I wonder who will be blamed in this situation. Is a skate also considered a transport capable of transporting goods along the roadway? One would assume that this was the thing of a Ferrari commercial if they weren't driving a Lamborghini. This is what happens when you switch to a new mode of transport and you can't get used to the fact that there are no pedals. You can cry when you lose, but you need to smile when you find it. A bottle of refreshing soda will be great for anyone. The man who packed all the cargo so expertly must have played Tetris all his childhood. Let's hope that this structure will reach its destination. If there was no spare tire in the car, then a grocery cart will be an excellent alternative. There's nothing unusual, just a huge truck going backward at high speed. Apparently, this woman believes that everything that has wheels is a car. When the traffic light does not work, carrying people can interfere. Just take a look at how he does it. When you expect more from a vehicle than is indicated in its technical characteristics, you should not be surprised that something like this happens. It feels like the owner of this car is going to the gym for a workout, and everything around him seems to be against his beautiful body. This helmet looks a bit strange. Who knows? Maybe this guy has improved it to suit his needs, and a small visor protects him from the sun. One can see many different things on the road, and sometimes I want to pinch myself to make sure that this is not a dream. When you have so many mirrors, you must be able to see the smallest details not only on the road, but also on the faces of other drivers. You won't surprise anyone with an expensive car, but you can shock them when you have such an original and controversial vehicle. Everyone's attention will definitely be yours. The road became a meeting place for a tram and a passenger car. And if usually the culprits of such accidents are car drivers, then something unexpected happened in this case. I am wondering not why parking is prohibited here, but why it was necessary to install so many signs. Are there many people who want to stop at this place? Irish people believe that you can find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Can we say that BMW is a kind of it? When you offer your baby to unwind, and she turned out to be on the same wave. Such a beautiful and expensive car in no way protects you from problems on the roads, especially if it has an aspiring driver inside. Is this driver a psychic, or he knows the way so well? Does the owner of the car not notice that something has gone wrong and his car no longer behaves as before? The cat has an excellent sense of balance and coordination of movements, so it's very comfortable to spend time with the owner wherever he is. On such a car, there is no chance of getting lost among other cars, and the slightest violation of traffic rules will not go unnoticed. Who said that sharp turns are not for trucks? Sometimes it really depends who's driving. From time to time, someone thinks of driving straight to the sandy beach as close to the water as possible, which almost always ends the same. Pay attention to how calmly the horse can tolerate such transportation. It's either used to a nomadic life cycle, or it is afraid to even move. Some sports and racing cars have a very low center of gravity, so they have good stability at high speeds. Maybe the car mechanics wanted this bus to be the same. Many people who are afraid to drive the car on their own would give a lot for such a customization of the car. Even an old car can serve for a long time, especially if you improve and update it on a regular basis. When you love to repair cars, no bad weather can stop you. Either he has a lot of driving experience and has performed such a maneuver many times, or he is a real talent. During rush hour in the city, motorists will be very indignant because of what happened to this truck. That's how people get new fears. It's good that the window was closed. It looks like someone has upset the black car very much, or it's time for it to retire long ago. Now I have a new phobia. I'm afraid of losing a wheel on the road. What a synchronized dance of machines! This is so unexpected. I've never even seen anything like it. What about you? Maybe the truck driver got tired of this Porsche, which constantly occupies a place here, and he decided to annoy the owner. Roadside video cameras are designed to monitor traffic safety. The driver of the car can't even guess that he became a participant in an accident. He caused damage to the gas station, and he will get a fine for sure. This is what happens when you sit down, think, and stare out the window. At the same time, someone is awake and watching you and even filming on camera. You won't find such a rear view camera on the roads every day. Most likely, the driver turned out to have one extra. Why would you throw it away? Parking properly is an art. It is important not only to remember all the nuances, but also to be extremely careful to avoid any problems. Haste and stress sometimes push people to neglect safety. Traveling by off-road vehicles in the mountains, you often have to overcome mountain rivers and streams. If the owner of the car decided to go there, it is likely that he has a special preparation of the engine and electronics. It happens that one of the participants in an accident tries to immediately hide and avoid meeting with another driver. In this case, they will not be able to hide quickly, even with a strong desire. A pickup truck trailer provides additional options if the cargo compartment is not enough, but this does not mean that they are limitless. I wonder if this trucker knows who fell on his tail. I hope he doesn't have a heart attack when he sees a fellow traveler. Camels are not only tall but also proud animals, so it is unlikely that they liked what was happening. Towing with a rope is the most common way to help when a car suddenly broke down. However, it is extremely dangerous to use a motorcycle for this. Be careful with the navigators, they can lead into those wilds. When you tried to impress the car instructor so much that even the steering wheel could not stand such tension. Maybe she didn't succeed in her prank, but she definitely attracted everyone's attention. When you wanted to help, but got a lot of trouble yourself. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Now we're waiting for you in the comments below to discuss the most interesting videos of this episode.